Morning. I remember this movie, something about riding buses with my sister or something with Rosie O'Donnell and she would wake up in the morning and wash her face and go, "Morning," in the mirror. "Morning." I don't know. I'm silly. Man, have I been doing some studying though. Like a lot of studying. I mean, my head could just explode with all the studying I've been doing. Yeah. I was like, I mean, really doing some serious studying. Taking notes is out of the question anymore. I was doing a lot of studying about, oh, and I have a friend who I talk to on the phone, and I like that we have discussions on things. That's what a discussion is because discussions, something that, maybe prior to you didn't really understand, like it wasn't, you know, sinking in what they particularly meant in this particular statement or phrase or something. And then whoever you're having that discussion with, they know, and or maybe they know sometimes, and they say, oh, they mean like this, and you're like, oh, cool, that's cool. Now I get it. Like that kind of stuff. Um, and I keep thinking about, reading a book on here, or I don't know. I don't know what people like the best. I know that people do like commentary, but I'm not gonna do commentary right now. Something though that would. Hi, Sean. That's like Doc Severinsen. Do you know who Doc Severinsen is? I don't know if you're old enough to know who that is. And I'm dating myself that way when I say that. Those were good times though. Like I've been doing a real lot of studying on, this whole um because I really believe that in the Middle East and like everywhere that there are these, the tribes of Israel, and that a lot of stuff is about, um land, they just want to have everything. And I was looking, like at the Holy Roman Empire back then, in the big biblical times there, and they were just slaughtering people. I mean, that's why they eventually would end up like feeding the Christians to the lions, because they basically knew they were just um that the people who were sheep were just that they were sheep. I'm not saying new Christians are sheep. I'm saying that, basically they had no respect for them people anyway. The people with money and stuff basically had no respect for a Christian, or it didn't matter really. Um, because wasn't Catholicism really more important to, the Roman Empire? Um, didn't they kind of consider themselves to be part of, well, actually, like the Almighty, like the Holy Roman Empire? Didn't they kind of? So it's kind of odd that, it makes me feel like they had some sort of a religion or beliefs that they followed, and it wasn't Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Because isn't that like Catholicism? Aren't they more Catholic? But maybe they still kind of believe this whole like, that they're basically, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Then I was, listening, and it appears this Joseph of Arimathea comes along and asks for Jesus's body and puts it in his own tomb, right? I mean, he doesn't appear anywhere in the Bible other than there. Um, and he's, a very, very wealthy Jew that was, like a prominent member of the council, which was the council that had plotted to, but prior to that, during the Jewish Roman War, in my opinion, I think that a good majority of the Jews, actual Jews that had traditionally, like been, were wiped out. I think that, it's a good possibility that I find it just really weird, that this whole the new Christians, but why would they not say Catholics? Where did Catholicism come from? That's what I should have been looking up too. Where that came from. Everybody's probably asleep still, that. But I woke up early. I didn't really see much going on YouTube though, at all tonight. Um, yeah, I didn't see much. I'll give it a little while longer, see if people start waking up or whatever. Maybe, people are starting their morning. Who knows? It is early. Um, but for me, it's like supposed to be coming up on 4:20 right now, right? But it's like 5:15 because we're supposed to, turn the clocks ahead and shit. And I was just listening to how the Euphrates, like Turkey is blocking the water going from going to Syria. And I mean, my God, there was like these fish gasping for air, you know. I mean, the water's all drying up and stuff, and my God, it's so sad that everything is just, you know, can falling apart, really. And I was, like I said, I was, watching this thing with, Jesus, and I think he was just like, a person who was, just kind and trying to. I really want to know, like, why do they even speak about Catholics in the Bible? Does anybody know that? I mean, I don't know who's here, but what do you mean you died when you were 15? What does that mean? Did you come back? Obviously, right? I mean, you're here now. A silly question, right? I guess I'm not so bright, I guess. I'm not so bright. But like, what do you mean? Would care to elaborate on that? I'm interested. Is that like a near-death experience? Did you see anything? I mean, man, I can't help but think that we're supposed to make the best out of the life that we're given and not worry so much about the end. It seems like they're almost following suit with the whole end times thing, um, because they want it to be, like they want it to be credible. They want to show, and I feel like they're gonna be like saying to people, and not in any kind of way or anything, but like kind of capitalizing on that, of saying, if you pay this amount or give this amount, you'll be saved, or if you do this, you'll be saved. If you do that, you'll be like, they'll be able to, exploit it. And do you know what I'm saying? Like, if they just follow suit of what's written in, in this revelation, they'll be able to convince people, like, look how it's going. Doesn't it look like it's, oh, end times is coming, and actually literally be able to convince people that for a fee. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been many, Messiah just means anointed one. It doesn't mean that, there was only one Messiah. There's, many Messiahs that have, many people who have claimed to be Messiahs too. Look at like David Koresh and others. I mean, um, uh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, that's fucked up, man. I don't know anything about that shit. I mean, you know what? Maybe it's a little too early to be live. Maybe I should save this topic for another time or something. Because it seems like, creepy people are awake. You know what I mean? But, well, that would put me in that category. So, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I don't mean creepy people are awake. Let me retract that. Anyhow. I gave it a little while to see if anybody. It's fucking hot. I'll tell you what. Global warming, in my opinion, because it was hot today. It's hot now, and this is like, if it shouldn't even be in November. Even though I'm not bitching or complaining about it, because I'm not a big fan of the cold. So, peace, love, and tacos.